level? How's it going?
It's all right. Finally, I think this time we're actually set with everything technology-wise. I think we're sorted. We might be all right now.
Oh God,
That'd be nice.
it would be nice. It would be nice to, do a podcast where one of us doesn't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Mostly it's me. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. I did last week. I didn't change the name on the stream, so that happened. That was me. Didn't change the topic until halfway through either.
I thought you did.
It was early on, but I forgot to, so the video wasn't quite right.
Oh, fuck it.
I'm fairly sure the clip that you put up has the wrong topic in the bottom.
I don't think
The
it
wrong
does.
episode.
I don't think it does.
Also, I only
Come on.
just changed the number on it, so 12 for 2 weeks on the trot.
But hey, well, we're not getting paid for it. It doesn't have to be perfect. By the time we are getting paid for it, we'll have it nailed down.
Love it, bang on, it'll be perfect.
Be perfect every week. When that will be, fuck knows.
You know, they got like 40 years when we're on the dole. Just doing this for fun.
Well,
Technically getting paid for it.
For our pensioners.
Yeah, no, we won't get to be pensioners. Don't even lie to yourself.
Yeah, that's true. No, I'd be fine. I'll be dead by then.
Yeah.
I'm more tempted just to leave a will saying that I need to get stuffed or something. Just stuff me and shove me in the corner.
Ventriloquist, that's not what I meant. Taxidermied.
Taxidermist, get me there. Get me stuffed.
Oh, stuff you.
Could you imagine? That'd be horrific.
Yeah, just sat on the couch with like a bowl on your stomach, just for snacks and things. Get you out for Halloween for the kids.
Just like a prop that I can get out.
Oh,
Science.
terrible.
A science experiment gone wrong. This is not what you do with your life, kids. This is the example. You know, like some people, they put a horrific picture on the fireplace to warn the kids not what to do.
Yep.
I'm going to be like that, but to the extreme.
Like Elf on the Shelf, but it's Keith for grief.
Keith for grief.
Bully this man. So what you do is you write a note on something bad that you did, and you roll it up and you put it in his mouth, and then it's gone away forever, and then you didn't do it anymore. But if you do that bad thing again, Keith will come and he'll eat you.
Gobble, gobble.
Yes, indeed. Gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble.
Gobbly, gobbly.
Jeez. It's been a long lockdown.
Yeah.
This is the point where we're up to. Taxiderming ourselves when we're dead.
Yeah. There's. We put the icon on the thing, but I can do that now.
What
A
icon?
profile picture. You can't see it. Just sort of.
I don't fucking know. I'm not supposed to understand any of this.
No,
I just come and talk bollocks for 2 hours.
You do. That's what you do.
And then come and take it on and badly edit it.
That's what you do.
You badly record it, I badly edit it.
Hey, now it's being well recorded.
Does that mean I have to step up my editing game?
Yes.
I've put a few bits and bats on TikTok as well. Getting a few views.
Yeah.
So that should be fun.
Trying to find the fucking profile picture that I made us, but
Oh, great.
I'm just going to scroll back through the pictures that I've sent you and re-download it because I can't be honest.
What do you mean, like the artwork?
Yeah.
Well, if you tell me the password for your Wi-Fi, I can actually send it you. I've got it saved.
I'm scrolling up, it's fine. I'll find it.
Fuck it then. I've just realised, I've got a computer here,
Yeah.
that there's, you can rename your Wi-Fi. Someone's just
Yes.
renamed theirs Butts.
That's also mine.
Is that yours?
I got back a laptop for Christmas, just a cheap one for D&D and stuff. It's awful. It doesn't have 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi.
Jeez.
But I couldn't set my router to just transmit 2.4 to it. I had to make a guest Wi-Fi that only used 2.4 gigahertz so that the laptop could connect to it. Because it would say it was connected, and then it would do nothing. It would say, "Oh, your internet's not on." I was like, "No, it is on."
Jesus. It's a butt. Finding Nemo.
Oh, am I going the wrong way? I'm going the wrong goddamn way.
Jesus Christ. To be fair, you've got a long way to go.
We send each other. I send you a lot of pictures.
Send each other a lot of shit, to be fair.
Oh, there's a picture of you.
Aha! That was a picture of me.
Save image as. Pivot into fart.
Fart.
Aha! I did it. I'm smart.
He did it. He did it.
Did it. Yay, Louis Simas. We did it. Bum, 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 bum. I'm gonna sneeze.
Do it. Do it now. Do you want to sneeze again? Or...
No, I'm good now. I did
Are you
it.
good?
I did it.
Jesus. He did it.
Yay. Alright. That's that updated. Oh! That was an aggressive sneeze. Jesus. Oh. Oh, I didn't like that. Oh, it's giving me the wibblies. Yeah.
Come again?
It's giving me the wibblies.
What the fuck is the wibblies?
You know, like when your spine goes blue, like shivery.
The shivers.
Yeah, that.
How old are you, for fuck's sake? It's giving me the wibblies.
Give me the wibblies.
It's giving you the shivers, lad.
The wibblers.
What are you, 26 or just fucking sick?
25.
Alright, how old are you? 25 or 5?
25.
21.
21. How's your week been? What have you gotten up to? You've had some
Nothing.
time off, haven't you? Nothing with it.
I had a little bit of time off this week, not very much. I've got a lot of time off next week. I watched football last night, and then not last night, night before, Friday night.
Did Liverpool lose yesterday?
I think, yeah,
They're like 3-1 or something.
I think so, yeah.
Who was it, to Leicester?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good knowledge.
Yeah. Was it Leicester? No, not Leicester, Liverpool.
I feel like it was, but I don't know. I don't really follow Liverpool.
Yeah, no.
Fuck 'em.
The only reason I know is because Mick at work he supports PNE and Man United, I think. So he likes it when Liverpool loses.
Okay. He'll enjoyed himself this weekend then, considering Preston beat Blackburn.
Preston beat Blackburn. Manchester, I assume, did well. They normally do.
Well, they're doing alright.
Yeah.
They're not going to win anything, but they're doing alright.
Doing fine. Bob on, mate. Bob on.
But, yeah. Preston beat Blackburn. It was an interesting game. There were a couple of offsides, potential red cards.
Ooh.
And we got beat 2-1, so I'm going to get a lot of grief Monday morning.
As you should.
But fuck it, I'm not in for the rest of the week, so I don't care.
Yeah.
I can bear it. I can bear it for a day.
Yeah. You're right.
And considering, we're still above them in the league and we beat them early in the season.
Yeah, I thought we'd played earlier. Mick don't remember.
Yeah. You should remember because we beat them 3-0 on one of their own players. One of the lads that came through the youth academy, Tyrese Dolan, they released him in the summer. So we signed him and he scored against them.
Got hurt.
Yeah, we beat him 3-0. So he's obviously got some sort of selective memory.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Fucking knob-enders. Don't look at me like you're one of them. You don't even like football.
No, it's just I like knowing numbers are all right. Everything in between them, I don't really care.
I like numbers.
Yeah, numbers are alright.
Are they though?
Better than not numbers.
I mean, better than letters.
Yeah.
But I'm only saying that because I'm dyslexic. I fucking hate letters.
Letters bad.
Numbers, not
Alright.
as bad.
Yeah, numbers I can deal with them. Numbers are alright.
So your topic this week, Godzilla.
Godzilla's Godzilla.
Godzilla. Is that his name? His cousin? Godzilla.
Godzilla versus Kong was supposed to come out summer of last year, if not earlier.
Yeah.
Lockdown happened, so it got pushed back. It got pushed back until like October. Still didn't come out. It is scheduled to come out on the 26th of March.
Okay.
So if cinemas are open, I will be very much going to see Godzilla versus Kong at any time of day. I don't care if I have to call in sick to work. I'm seeing that film.
It's probably not something that you want to say that's going to be
Don't give
recorded.
a shit.
I don't care. I'm going.
I'll book it off. I need to speak to my bosses about how holidays are working, actually, because you earn holidays even if you're furloughed. Like, I'm owed a fair few holidays. I need to message him about it.
Yeah.
Because it's all very well and good saying, oh yeah, well, we're not going to pay you for them, but I haven't been able to use them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so there's like there's something there. I just need to talk to him about it. There's like a few days that I'd like off, but I'm the only person working in the kitchen. I work 3 days a week. I work those 3 days. There's nobody else who can come in because then I'd have to pay him.
A proper wage.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But honestly, me working there is no different to how much I'm being paid. It's the exact same as I was on furlough. Literally no different. It just means that I have to get up and leave the house. It's costing me money to go to work.
Welcome to the real world.
Yeah.
So the new Godzilla film, I take it, is like the next one on from the last one with Bryan.
So far,
There one with Bryan Cranston in it.
Yeah, there are 4 films in the current Godzilla universe, if you want to call it that, whatever.
Is there?
Yeah. There's the 2014 Godzilla film, that had Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a good film.
There is Kong Skull Island.
Okay. Is that the one with Samuel L. Jackson?
Samuel L. Jackson, Joe Goodman, and Tom Hiddleston is in it. And Brie Larson. She's in it as well.
Okay.
Rewatched it the other day. Yeah, so there's Kong Skull Island. Then, a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago now. Doesn't feel like that long. Oh, Jesus. Godzilla King of the Monsters came out.
Yeah, I remember
Which is a very good film. It's very good. So you've got Godzilla, Kong Skull Island, Godzilla King of the Monsters, and now Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited because Godzilla is dumb, but I like. There's something about Big Monster.
Well, you like him that much that you've literally got him tattooed on your arm.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
My little Godzilla I drew. He cute. He good.
Was it the last Godzilla film where like, oh yeah, we think he might be dying, so let's just nuke the fuck out of him
Yes.
and bring him back to life?
Because he's powered by nukes.
Yeah, that is fucking stupid.
It's one of the only parts of the 1999 Godzilla that I actually like. Is they explain, oh yeah, all these nuclear bomb test sites, they weren't test sites. We were trying to kill this goddamn dinosaur, and it didn't work.
I need to rewatch them ones because they're actually.
There's only one of them, and it's shit.
I thought they made more than one. Did they not make more than one?
It's one. It was a cartoon as well.
Oh, fuck the cartoon. I thought they made like 2 or 3 of them.
No, there was one. It had Matthew Broderick in it. It was terrible.
I don't know if it was though. I think, from what I can remember, it was like kind of bad, but like the kind of bad way it's like, yeah, it's actually all right.
I disagree. I don't like it.
I'll have
But
to
that's me. You're allowed your opinion.
I'll have to rewatch it. I've obviously not I've not watched it in about 15 years.
It is an okay giant monster film, but it's not quite Godzilla for me. Like it's almost okay, but it's just not good.
See, like it's been that long that since I've watched it, for some reason in my head, like it was there was nuke tests, and it just kind of evolved to be a really big fucking dinosaur lizard thing.
No, there's the whole thing with a shitload of eggs and a pile of fish. Matthew Broderick's in it. Feeling that what's his face is in it. Jeff Goldblum, but I don't think he is. I think I'm imagining things.
No, I think you're right. I think he is in it.
I don't know if I'm just choosing to confuse it with thingy. With Jurassic Park. No, it's a different guy I'm thinking of. It's
the guy that has the really, really bad French accent.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah.
I think you're thinking of. So, actually, I remember watching Godzilla the first time. I remember watching it at home. And I remember crying the first time they killed him because I thought they killed him. To be fair, I was only like 4 years old at the time.
Hank Azaria was in it.
Yeah. 98 it was. I thought it was a bit
I
like...
thought it was 99. No, but there was a different film called Godzilla 2000 that came in 1999 that I haven't seen, but I'd like to.
Yeah. I thought there were like a sequel to that one.
No. I suppose technically, kind of there is. I think a few years ago, Japan brought out a film that was shitloads of Godzillas all fighting each other. And they included the 1998 Godzilla. And it got batted out of the way because it's tiny compared to the other ones.
I don't know why I thought there was a sequel to it.
I don't know why you think that either.
Because I think they set it up for a sequel.
Yeah, because there was
there was one left. Weren't there?
Yeah, no, it could have been.
So if you remember at the end, like the very last scene, it's like one of its babies escapes.
Yeah.
And fucked off. Fuck that.
Yeah, Godzilla's dumb, but it's fun.
I feel like it kind of fits in with like a lot of the anime stuff that it's done. It doesn't really work, but you enjoy it because it's fucking stupid anyway.
Yeah, if you can allow the stupidity, then you can look past it and still enjoy what is there.
Well, that's a lot of sci-fi films, though.
Yeah, sci-fi especially. Like, you've got to ignore the fact that it's stupid.
Like we've talked about in previous episodes, Marvel. A lot of that's fucking stupid. We just go, well.
It's the suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
But if you can just push down that part of your brain that's going, that doesn't make sense, you can enjoy it.
Yeah. I'm watching a video about that we like it wasn't quite taking the pace out of Marvel films, but I think it's one where Captain America's in it. He goes, if you put your finger on it here, where he's running down this road, he stays there, like through the fucking scene because the camera's panning across with it, and he runs through a tunnel. And then instead of being like there on the screen while it's panning across, he's like there. It's like he's like skipped forward like 50, or he's like sped up and slowed back down, even though he's running as fast as he can. Like the CGI just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, there's a YouTube channel called Drawthy, which is it's for artists who take like a ridiculous idea and just go with it.
Yeah.
Like, you know those really stupid stock images you see every now and again that become memes?
Yeah.
But like the really ridiculous ones. One of the challenges they did was like, oh, we're going to pick out a stock image for you and you're going to draw it, but you're going to draw it based on what it's titled. So one of them was Santa Claus holds skull wearing first Christmas hat, believe in magic. And then they had to draw that and decide what it looked like. But they a couple of episodes ago they were like, "Oh yeah, we're going to draw stuff from Love Actually, but in the style of Dark Souls." They kept bringing up that there's this one scene with Hugh Grant where he's dancing down a flight of stairs, but there's just a terrible, awful fucking jump cut where like he's dancing down the stairs and he's facing up the stairs, and then the exact next shot he is just turned around and is like mid jump, and it's just a terrible cut, and they can't let it go.
Jesus. You know the occasional screenshot of like questions that I occasionally send to you?
Yes.
So I can't even remember what the page is called on Facebook, but I now follow it. And some of the stuff, because they get like a lot of the stuff off Reddit, and the question will be like, what's the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen like a rich person do? And I'm reading through that today, and it was just ridiculous. And like one of them, like, my family wasn't necessarily rich, but they were quite well off.
Yeah.
So I went to like a private school, and we went on like a school trip type thing. And one of the kids, without knowing it, like without knowing that it was a brag, said, "Oh, this is the first time that I've not flown first class." And there are like loads of examples like that. I'm just like, fuck my life.
Yeah.
Fuck my life. And another one where like there was a kid. Yeah, a kid. Well, I say a kid, he was like, I think he was like 18, 19, but had got a part-time job as like a pizza delivery man. But had like a 30, 40 grand BM, like M3. And like the whole point of it, like his parents have said, we'll still give you your allowance, but you have to have a part-time job to kind of earn it. Like, his allowance was $5 a month. It's like stuff like that. It's like he's earning more. Oh no, it was $5 a week. Sorry. So he was literally earning more in a week with his allowance than he was with the part-time job. It's like shit like that. You go, no wonder like everybody hates rich kids.
Yep.
Nobody likes rich kids. Fuck them. Fuck
Eat
them.
them.
Don't eat them. That's cannibalism. That's illegal.
No, just eat them. It's fine. That much.
What I do find weird, actually, so cannibalism,
Yes.
totally illegal, right? But if you have a baby,
Yeah.
and the placenta, you can fucking eat that.
Yeah.
It's really good for you. Well, that's cannibalism.
It is a used up organ that is no longer needed. It is a byproduct. It's sort of like, it's almost the equivalent of earwax or snot. Like, that's not considered cannibalism. The placenta is just a bit meatier.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Talking about weird things that have been happening, there was a guy that had his dick chopped off up the road.
Yep.
I sent you that midweek, didn't I? Like, what the fuck is happening to Preston?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I'm not sure what.
Yeah, I lived in Blackburn and like loads of like crazy shit happening and all this. You'd always read stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I think I'm going to move to Preston. That's where I'm working. I'm going to move to Preston. It seems like a bit of a quieter place. Nope. There's people getting the dicks chopped off in the street.
Terrible.
Why the dick? Why would you cut someone's dick off?
Maybe he did a bad thing.
I was honestly reading that, thinking that it was like a joke, and there was going to be some sort of like terrible pun at the end.
Where like a dog's been found with it in its mouth and 12 poppers chasing this dog.
Something like that. Like his name was Cutter dick off or something. Not a lot of dick off. There's something stupid. Like, this is too ridiculous to be true, but no, it was true. Was it chopped off?
Terrible. I'm sure when Becky goes to work, she'll tell me all about it.
She probably shouldn't do, but I imagine that it's her team at the hospital that'll reattach it.
Yeah. Amputations and reattachments. Could be like maybe plastics, but
how long is it before they can reattach it? Like, before it's unreattachable?
I don't know. I'd probably say something like,
I imagine that it's at least a few hours.
If it's not kept on ice, and then ice just keeps it a little better.
I don't know. I know it sounds weird, but I want to know how much of his dick got chopped off.
Yeah, because there was a porn star who his wife cut his penis off after a dispute about something. Doctors managed to stitch it back on. Like, she drove him to the hospital after doing it. The doctors managed to stitch it back on. There was a whole lawsuit thing. Porn star Ron Jeremy got in contact with him, and they called him Franking Cock. And he got into porn.
Jesus. I'm honestly surprised that he didn't bleed out.
Yeah. If you clamp it, I guess. But give it a good old grab. Cable tie it. You still could be bleeding, but you can limit the amount of blood you're losing.
Yeah, I just got an image in my head now of someone, like, running down the street holding the crotch. Trying to, like, just people shouting pervert at him.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not a pervert, someone's chopped me dick off.
It's just sinister.
Nothing else has really gone on in Preston recently. Except for the car crash. There was
a car crash.
Yeah, on New Orleans. The lad died. 3 were in hospital.
Oh.
I only know that because I think they either still work at my place or used to work at my place.
What, the dead person?
I need 3 mates.
Oh.
So they used to, I think they work downstairs at the NS9 bit. So, yeah, there's that. I think he was speeding and went into a roundabout a bit too quick.
Well,
spun his car. Well, flipped it. Not spun his car. Flipped his car, I should say, I think.
Ideal.
No.
Especially if it's that little roundabout in New Orleans. I think it's next to a church. There's a pub and a church on one side.
Yeah, I don't really know where the crash is now that they crashed up on New Orleans.
New Orleans is quite a long road, though, so
Yeah.
a lot of options. I can only think of one roundabout. It's only a small one. It's not a proper roundabout.
Yeah. Oh well, it's all excitement. I can't wait till the lockdown's over, so there's enough normality that just this sort of shit goes unnoticed again.
Yeah.
It's only really been noticeable because everyone's in lockdown.
Well, do you know about Evoke?
No, what's happening with Evoke?
It happened like 6 months ago now, but when they locked it down, they did like a proper good cleaned it out fully. Everything was taken out that they needed, leave it practically empty. Nobody went in for like 6 months, and the roof flooded and collapsed in. So Evoke's fucked and not reopening. Evoke's dead.
I think I remember you mentioning that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I would have liked to have gone in just like one last time, because going with a group of people, Evoke's fine. Going on like your own or with two people, it's just sad.
Yeah, never really been one for a nightclub, eh?
I never went into Switch. I never got in. I just never went. I went like before it was Switch, it was Cameo, and before that, it was something else, and I went in there.
Yeah.
I went whatever it was first. I didn't go in when it was Cameo, I don't think.
I've been Switch a few times. Fucking hate it. I just don't get the whole point of going somewhere where the music's that loud that you then can't get to sleep when you get home because your ears are fucking ringing with tinnitus.
I enjoy warehouse. It's just a go-to. The smoking area is good. You stand outside in the smoking area until you hear a song that you like on one of the 3 floors, and then you go to that floor, and that's where you are for like half an hour. I also like Pop World.
I still use your reference for warehouse. You once explained. I don't think I'd ever been to warehouse at this point. You're like, oh, come on, let's go warehouse. You'll enjoy it. I'm like, all right, what's it like? And the way you explain the people in warehouse is that you are not the most of anything. You're not the tallest. You're not the shortest. You're not the oldest. You're not the youngest. You're not the most of anything. You're always somewhere in the middle.
Yep.
Regardless of who you are. And that is like the perfect way to explain warehouse.
Yep.
Oh, and you said don't go in sober.
Yeah, no. You can, because I'm used to it, but it is best if you were pre-gamed pretty hard with a group of like 7 people. That is when warehouse is at its best, if you're going with like a big group of people.
Yeah.
So whenever the fact that like half of you are left to go piss, you've still got like a decent handful.
Yeah. I think the last time I went warehouse I met Liam though. I think the time before that was when I went with you.
Yeah, when we took our profile picture on Valentine's Day a good few years ago.
Was it Valentine's Day?
A heart around it, remember?
Yeah, I realised that, but I just presumed that the photographer just thought we were 2 gay blokes.
Yeah, no, it was Valentine's Day. We went on Valentine's.
I'd forgotten about that. Totally forgotten about that.
Been like, that was before I was with Becca, so that was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, fair enough.
Would it have been? No, it's post haircut. No, it mustn't have been. No, yeah, it must have been like 5 years ago. It must have been that when I got my hair, when I cut my hair off.
Yeah, because it was before I moved out of my mum's house.
That's it.
Oh, it might have been just after.
Yeah.
No, it must have been just after. Must have been like. Well, yeah, it must have been like the month after I moved out. Which was. Yeah, about 4 or 5 years ago.
Been a while.
Yeah, I think I've only been in twice since.
Warehouse, alright.
Yeah, it's just a mental place.
Yeah, I like Pop World as well.
Yeah, it's alright.
I like shitty 2002 school disco music. So it's just right up my alley. And I know Alex Mann works there.
Who's Alex Mann?
He was on my team for a little while I was at your place. He left when he was just late 4 days in a week. He was like, yeah, there's no point in me coming in tomorrow, is there? So, no. He worked there. Owned by the same company that owns Yates's. I forget the name of the group, but they own Pop World and Yates's.
Yeah, I can see that. A very similar sort of shit musical taste. Except for Pop World's acceptable.
Yeah, Yates's I've only ever been in drunk once. I only ever went in Yates's for like cheap food and maybe a pint at lunchtime. And that'd be it. I would never...
Yes, it's actually alright. It's not too bad.
Yeah, I went with Charlotte and... I forget her name. She was on Revman at the start of HGS. At the very start.
Steph? No, she was on customer services. Fuck knows, I don't know.
Oh, fuck it, I can't remember. But I went with Charlotte and another girl, and we drank there, and it was terrible because it pissed it down on the walk up.
The only redeemable feature about Yates's is that they have on tap Desperado.
Don't mind Desperado. It's the one few bottles that I'll actually drink.
From what I can remember, it was a little bit more expensive than the other beers, but they had it on tap.
Yeah, Desperado I found perfectly fine.
It's a bit of a scam though, because there's no tequila in it.
Is it not tequila? There's a difference. If you pick up 2 yogurts, and one says vanilla flavour, and one says vanilla flavoured, The one that is flavored, that by definition means it has to have vanilla in it.
Yeah.
The other one it's saying it tastes like it. It doesn't have to have vanilla anywhere near it. It just tastes like it. If it says flavored, it has to contain some of it.
Yeah, it doesn't actually have any tequila in.
Let's have a look.
I'm fairly certain it just has like vanilla, tequila taste in it or something like that, if that makes sense or not.
Tequila flavored, so it has to have at least a bit. It could just be barrels. They could slosh it around in a barrel for a bit.
Okay.
Produced by Heineken.
Yeah. I missed that, so
Yeah, it has some tequila in, but it's like syruped down to. There'll be like no alcohol content, but it's the flavor. It is tequila flavored, so there is some in it, but they fuck with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just doing out. I don't do it very often, but I haven't done it in over a year now, so. To tell a lie, I did the last day the plungy was open, I went out. That was in between lockdowns.
I think in between lockdowns, I really went out twice.
Yeah.
Oh no, I went out a few times actually. So I came to your place.
You did? And I had a migraine and went home.
Yeah, the only reason that was those to fucking see you. And then you went on with Then you went on after about 20 minutes of me being there.
Yep. I had to make your pizza being half blind. It was not a fun time.
Good. You deserve it. You deserve it for going home early.
I didn't get home that early, to be honest.
Yeah, and then I went out for my birthday. I went out for a leaving do, and one other time midweek, and I hadn't really eaten all day. I got absolutely smashed with Nathan. And another lad called Jason that you won't know but works at our place. And he thought it was a good idea to try and keep up with me and Nathan, which wasn't a good idea.
No.
We decided to leave when he was stood outside on Plungy Road trying to be sick, even though he couldn't be sick because he'd not eaten all day. So he was literally just dry heaving on Plungy Road.
Oh yeah, the other time that I did get absolutely wankered, it was last day that pubs were open before second lockdown.
Yeah.
And I had been called into work on my day off. It was the last day. It was my day off. I was thinking of going in for the last hour they were open just to hang out. Got called in 5 minutes before the shift started to be like, hey, can you come in? Tim's not quite feeling it. I went, okay, fine. Yeah, no problem. I can be there in half an hour. Got there. Had a very hard day, constantly just cranking pizzas out. Didn't manage to eat anything, and then we got to drink the pub dry because you can't just leave spirits on a shelf. And there's all the beer that's already open that's going to need to be drunk.
Yeah.
And I got very, very, very drunk.
I think there was a stat that came out in the news recently. It were so many millions of gallons of just beer that's just been chucked away. And that breaks my heart. They could have just given that beer out for free.
Yeah, they could have.
And we could have all been drunk in lockdown. Well, I couldn't have been because I'm still fucking working, but... disappointing.
Yeah, it's because beer doesn't take that long to make and brew and have done. Compared to whiskey and stuff that takes years, beer no time at all, and it's done.
Really?
Yeah, it's sub 2 months at longest. It's nothing. Let's have a look. Okay, 2 to 4 months.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, you can have beer done, especially at the lowest percentage stuff. You can have it done in
A couple of months.
Couple of months, yeah. Keep thinking of making some, but I don't like beer enough to bother.
It's alright, I'll drink it.
And also, if you want to make interesting stuff, it gets expensive. Like my boss makes his own, and he said, yeah, the hops alone cost like 40, 50 quid. Make like a couple of gallons.
That's enough to keep you going for a while.
For a while, yeah.
Then you've got to bottle it all and shit.
Yeah. Also, what's nice is at work on like you come in Thursday, bosses come in, they put all the beer on, and then that's kept on until Saturday night.
Yeah.
Bleed down Saturday night. There's a pint and a half in the lines of all the beers that we have on.
Yeah.
That needs to be gotten rid of. So we put it onto water. We drink those 1.5 pints, and then we clean the lines out.
Yeah.
Yep. So at the end of the week, there's like 9 beers on. So that's what, like 15 pints?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, my stepmom used to make her own wine. And occasionally she'd make one and she'd be like, yeah, this is too sweet for me, I don't like it, you can drink it, I bottled it all up for you.
Nice.
I'd go around, I'd have like 2 bottles of wine in a night, I'd be absolutely smashed.
Wine is the one that fucks everyone up. Like, nobody can drink wine good.
Yeah.
People get used to spirits, people get used to beer, and they can end up drinking a lot. But wine, no, nobody can survive on wine.
I don't get the obsession with like Prosecco and stuff.
Oh no, I hate it.
Just tastes like vinegar.
Yeah, no, it's do you know what Prosecco is? Like, Prosecco is just a bubbly wine. Prosecco is specifically bubbly wine made in Italy. So it's Italian champagne, that's all it is.
It's horrible. Champagne's not nice either.
I've had a couple of alright ones.
I've
A couple.
had like the nice stuff, and even the nice stuff isn't brilliant. Like, for Christmas this year, one of the players at the football club that my brother works at, he basically bought everyone a bottle of Maui, which are like, I think they're like 50, 60 quid a bottle. So they're like really good bottles of champagne. And we were drinking that, I mean, it's nice enough, but you couldn't drink this all night. It just tastes like bloody vinegar. Yeah. It's very, very acidy. I'm like, right, I'm going to drink this and pop about 10 Rennies.
Yeah, it's gone chasing.
Yeah, I couldn't. I'd done a few ciders before that as well, so it was just like fucking acid all over the place.
I do love cider.
I do.
Cider's my go-to, especially in summer.
It is, but I've only ever been able to drink a few.
No, I can drink cider. Easy. I need to. If they're still open, which I hope they are, Red Bank Cider Company up near Bolton. They make a cider called Admiral's Cider.
Okay.
And it's cider that is then stored in rum barrels. It's fucking glorious. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking bob on. It just gets like all the caramelly, rummy notes. Caramelly, like vanilla-y stuff from the barrel. So it tastes almost like a toffee apple, kind of like that kind of taste.
The problem is, like, the stuff that I like and I want to drink, I can't drink unless I've got Rennies with me. Because I'm very much cider, rum, whiskey, port. Well, not so much port, but like them 3 are like my go-to drinks. And they'll just give you like horrific heartburn.
Some cheeky Vimtos over Christmas.
All right.
Yeah, Christmas nipped out to grab some stuff, and I saw a bottle of port on the side in the co-op, and I was like, "Oh, it's only 9 quid. I'll grab one of those."
Yeah.
I was taking stuff home. Like, then I went to the spa and I got like a 10-pack of WKD, because that's all that goes into a cheeky Vimto. It's port and blue WKD, and it tastes like Vimto.
Yeah.
So I got those. Dropped the bottle of port on the way home.
Oh.
Shattered. And then I had to nip out again, so I was like, right, got like the last one from the co-op. But yeah, the cheeky Vimto is great. It's just a super easy drink, very, very drinkable.
Considering how long have we been friends for now? Like 5 or 6 years?
Longer than that, because we were friends like a couple of years, or maybe a year before you got kicked out. Year and a half.
So I'd say 5 years. I think I was about 21 when I started at HGS.
Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah, it'd be about 5 years.
I think a bit longer than that though, because
I was 21.
Yeah, because we started in, I want to say September, October. That job started. No, it was November, because everyone went through training and they had a Christmas do.
I can't remember.
Yeah, they had a Christmas do, and I don't know. You must have been 20 then. It must have been like 6 years ago.
Fuck.
Because you didn't become the greatest of friends with like Fowler and everything because you were still on customer service.
Yeah.
It must have been the year after, because we started in November. You weren't having a New Year's party inviting people around that first time everyone was the first Christmas time working at HGS. Must have been the year after. Yeah, because you moved out, and then not long after is when you got sacked. Like, it wasn't ages after that you got
Sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck 'em.
Yeah, no, so it's probably 6 or 7 years now.
Yeah, considering we've been friends for that long, we've never really been on that many nights out, have we, considering?
So it was my 21st that we went out for.
Yeah.
Me and you went to Wetherspoons and had like 3 drinks and went home. That was miserable.
Yeah, I think my 24th we went out.
Yes, first time you met Becca.
Yeah, it was.
It was at Roper upstairs.
And then didn't meet her again for like another 2 years.
I've been out a few times. Like, I'll always go out on Halloween, or the weekend around Halloween, because I enjoy Halloween.
Yeah. Apart from that, we've been to warehouse a couple of times.
Yeah.
But we've not really been on that many nights out. We once went on a night out where it was like me, you, Steph, Gemma, Dan.
Pop World.
We went to Roper Hall first.
Christmas.
That must have been Christmas.
Christmas one. I've got pictures of got pictures from then.
Yeah, because Steph had to go on because what's in my face kept buying shots. He bought us like 3 or 4 rounds of shots.
Remember, yeah.
And she threw up and I was going.
Blame me for it. There's some guy from sales.
Yeah.
Some gay guy from sales came along, and someone asked, "Oh, who keeps buying shots?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, Callum keeps buying." It was like, "It was not me. I'm skinned." Yeah, because we went to the pub on Lane Ends first, didn't we? We got some food.
Did we?
Yeah, I got food.
I don't
We
remember.
got a burger. It wasn't great.
I don't remember.
Yeah, no.
I just remember going to Roper because there's photos. And what's she called? Not Steph, the other one. Beth. Beth came with us.
Beth.
She was part of Redman. She wasn't part of Redman very long. James Spratt sacked her because, if you remember,
she had a kid and then she just turned up at the wrong time. She left like 2 hours early once, I think I remember.
She got sacked because I had a few of you around to mine. I had like you, Steph, and her around to mine. And someone posted a picture and she'd called in sick that day but come round to mine. Yeah, and James Spratt seen the photo and sacked her the next day. She was there.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, we watched the autopsy of Jane Doe. I came in and you were watching like the back half of Trainspotting 2.
Trainspotting 1.
Yeah. Remember that?
I remember that because I was walking in and out. I was just like, what the fuck is this? Why the fuck are we watching this? This is mental. Why is this a thing?
Yeah, and Steph had a Tinder date round and it was just really fucking awkward.
Yeah. There's a few of those times. I remember once when she had a Tinder date round and I went, alright, well, I'll go downstairs, I won't stay in my room. And her bedroom was practically above the living room. And I had to keep turning the volume up.
Shocking.
So I think I'm watching like a World Cup qualifier or something with England. There were a few of them dates when she lived at my place. There were one where I texted her throughout the day. She kept texting me. It was like the worst date that she'd ever been on. She was like, his fucking car stinks. I'm like, what of? She's like, I don't know, it just smells dirty.
That's a bad dude.
She fucking got in, car stunk, and he was playing like fucking drum and bass and shit.
Oh dear.
It was like, yeah, this is grim. Funny though. So yeah, Godzilla. We don't really talk about Godzilla right much on this one.
Briefly, I remember when King of the Monsters was coming out, I was like, Mothra's in it. That throws a spanner in the works. Because canonically, Mothra, big butterfly moth thing, always the good guy. Mothra is always the good guy. If Mothra is in a film and is fighting Godzilla, it means Godzilla's the bad guy in that one. Because sometimes Godzilla can be the good guy. Sometimes Godzilla's a neutral party, and there's a bad guy, and Godzilla just beats up the bad guy and fucks off. That's kind of the gist of the 2014 Godzilla. Godzilla is just a badass, and then something comes in that he doesn't like, and he goes, no, murder. So when Mothra turned up, I was like, that throws a spanner in the works, because Mothra is always the good guy. But in this one, Godzilla's the good guy. So how's that going to work?
I don't know.
There's also, in one of the films, Godzilla is the living embodiment of everyone who died during like the Nagasaki and Hiroshima bombings, and is coming to take vengeance on Japan for forgetting what happened.
It's just the concept sounds horrific.
There's Godzilla versus Ghidorah, which is like a 90s one, where Ghidorah is made because humans time traveled and brought something back in time, and then it evolved into Ghidorah. Then Ghidorah gets killed off, but they add a robot head, so then it's Mecha King Ghidorah. And then there's Mecha Godzilla. It's good. Godzilla's good fun.
Isn't it like the most filmed thing ever or something? How many Godzilla films are there? It's like a ridiculous.
At least 50.
That's what I mean. There's like, out of any film thing, Godzilla's got the most films. If that makes sense.
How many Godzilla films have you been?
God, yeah. What?
Is Godzilla still alive in 2020? That is not a question. It's claiming 32, but I'm sure there's more.
Why is it that in every Hollywood adaptation of Godzilla, is there a Chinese or Japanese person just going, Godzilla, Godzilla?
And he's going to pronounce it how he pronounces it, that's why.
Yeah, but in every one there was like a bad like Chinese/Japanese actor doing a very bad accent, just going, Godzilla.
Because that's what happens.
I mean, I don't dislike it, but it is a bit ridiculous.
There's 36 Godzilla films.
36.
36.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Wasn't like the first one in like the 50s or 60s?
Oh yeah, it was, might have been earlier than that actually, because I've got a list up here. First one, Godzilla, 1954. Second one, Godzilla Raids Again. The third one is King Kong versus Godzilla.
Why is it taken so long to do King Kong versus Godzilla? 'Cause from what I can remember, it seems to have been happening for like the last 10 years.
It's basically, yeah, getting onto that now, because it was basically just like when Kong Skull Island came out, that was it's going to happen. That's when there was an after credits scene of
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, there's all this other stuff going on, Titans and that. Yeah, wacky, spooky doings. Yeah, it was basically from, because Kong Skull Island will have been being made when Godzilla came out. So yeah, it'll have been planned from then.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much all thanks to Pacific Rim, I think, because Pacific Rim came out and that was the first giant robot monster fighting thing.
That was good. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, Pacific Rim's great. I watched the second one recently, or most of it. I fell asleep. Like,
Is that the one with John Bodega in?
yes, that one.
That one's good.
All right, yeah.
First one's better, but second one's decent.
Yeah. But, right, I'm just going to go piss. I will be back. I will stop recording.
Back on.
We're back. Sorry, a weird piss intermission. It's fine.
How was your tinkle?
It was good. I cleaned my ears while I was upstairs.
While having a tinkle?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got some of those like dermatological tool things for like popping spots and shit. And it came with like an ear scraper, so just scrape, wipe it on a tissue and clean it off. So I like it.
Okay, that's where your life is at the moment. And then yeah, great.
Where's your life at the moment?
Exactly where it was a week ago. Exactly where it was 12 months ago.
Attending work, getting paid slightly more than you were.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Only difference is the podcast.
Yeah, we do this now.
We do this. This is what we do. Be do. Fairly certain that was a Rita Ora song.
I trimmed my mustache this week, and I realised it was for the first time in getting onto a year. I hadn't trimmed it in like a year.
Oh, what bits have you trimmed?
I shortened the ends
Okay.
because they were like they're there now. They were up to like here, but there were only like a few strands that were quite that long. And I tidied up the above the lips, so now when I eat things, I don't fill my mouth with mustache quite as bad.
Yeah, you're one of the very few people that I know that can actually pull off a moustache. I can't pull one off.
I've had a mustache. I've had some form of mustache since I was 17.
I was about to say you've got one on the photo.
I do. Yeah, since I was 17, I have fully shaved my mustache once, I think, and that was when I was 18. And maybe one other time while I was working at Oh, let's have a look, because I know there's... No, I think I've got a mustache. Yeah, I think I've shaved it once. I've shaved it all off once.
Mine's like every year or two. Something happens and I have to trim it all off. Got an haircut and like the fucking levels of my beard were like that. They'd like done it up to there on one side and like down to halfway down my ear on the other side. So like, right, well I'll just shave it all off. And then left the moustache on for like a couple of hours and I'm like, nah, I just look like a pervert. But it all looks better when I dye it. It's all the same colour.
Yeah, I dye mine. I need to get some dye for it. I'll get that this week.
Yours isn't too bad. It's all like brown.
This is like I dyed this like a month ago, so that's a month of growth. I've trimmed it down. I tend to keep the cheeks down at a. I think it's like 3/8 of an inch. I cut that down to mustache. I eyeball it. There's no can't guard it. It's trim it with scissors and be careful, and then just like a little longer on the chin because it had gotten to like almost a fist again. It was like a good 3 fingers worth of grab.
Have you ever thought about doing like Johnny Depp in the Pirates of the Caribbean?
growing this bit out, and
Just growing the bottom bit out to the point where you can plait it and have beads in it and shit.
it's not dense enough to get a decent plait. Like, there's a lot of hair there, but the hair isn't super thick and it's not that dense. Like, my beard is fairly sparse. It's like, from a distance, it looks like stubble. Up close, it's far away hairs that are just longer, so it looks like stubble from a distance. Like, and I'm fine with it. I've gotten over it.
Mine's still super patchy.
Yeah.
If I ever make a lot of money, I'm getting a hair transplant on my face. Yeah, don't do that. You look like Hitler.
Carrying now. There we go. Look, my mouth's back to normal.
Yeah, I had to get rid of the moustache. I look like I should be driving around a white transit van and trying to pick up children.
Shifty bugger.
Yeah, pretty much. There's not very many people that a moustache looks good on. You're one of the very few.
A lot of people at your work don't have moustaches. They'll have like a full beard and just get rid of the moustache. I find it really weird.
That's a religious thing.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Is it? No, because I'm swear.
If you think about it, all the people with beards and not much are all Muslims, and it's like a cleansing, a clean
I
thing.
can understand that.
Because apparently I don't know. Sal explained it to me once, many years ago.
Sal, my old neighbour, he's a good boy.
Yeah, I like Sal. He's back riding motorbikes.
Oh, finally, is he? Oh,
Yeah.
good. So he got banned for a while because he got caught driving his kid round the square that we lived on without a helmet.
Yeah, he's not a lunatic in the same way that Eddie's a lunatic.
He's like a fully responsible lunatic. Like, he has chickens.
Yeah,
Goat.
he has goats and chickens in his back garden. I don't know if he's got any goats, no.
No, he did at one point, because I remember talking to him at work, and this was after I've moved out. And I'm talking to my old housemate, Dan, who lives next to Sal. I was like, oh yeah, Sal's got a goat. And he was like, what? Well, yeah, Sal, he got himself a goat, and he's got a few chickens as well, I think. He was like, oh, thank fuck for that. I thought I was going mental. He's hearing, like, goat noises in bed, thinking he's going crazy. I was like, yeah, no, Sal got a couple of goats. And he's like, oh, thank fuck.
Yeah, I think he's eaten the goats now.
Oh, no.
What do you think you were going to do with the goats? Keep them as pets?
Yeah.
No.
Sal away.
No, he's killed them and put them in a curry.
Yum, yum.
Yummy yum.
Yeah, that's what's in the samosas.
I mean, they're very good samosas.
I like Sal's food. Sal's just smart.
Well, it's not Sal's food, it's Sal's wife's food.
Yeah.
But she's a very good cook. Can't speak English, but a very good cook.
Don't have to speak English to cook well. There's like billions upon billions of people that don't speak English that cook very well.
I do think it's, kind of almost necessary to speak English if you're gonna, live in England.
Yeah, apparently not.
Apparently, it's not a necessity.
I mean, it helps, but
from what I know of Sal's wife, she knows like 4 languages anyway. She's a very intelligent woman. I think she knows quite a few like Punjabi. I can't remember. I think she knows Arabic and a little bit of English, like just enough to kind of get by. But I think last time I asked him about it, I think she was starting to learn English.
as long as you know like numbers and your address.
Yeah,
you can pay to get a bus, you can pay to get a taxi, you can pay to get home, you can get change from going shopping. Probably fine.
Yeah. I can't remember what I was going to say. I was going to say something, I can't remember. But yeah, I think she was learning English the last time I spoke to him, but that was a while ago.
It's a funny one to learn because there's practically no rules.
Well, there are rules, it's just that it's its own set of rules.
Yeah, and
Like, because I know my cousin knows quite a few languages, and she's like, because she knows German, she's been able to pick up Italian and Spanish
yeah.
relatively, well, easier than she would have been able to without knowing, like, German.
Yeah, because Italian and Spanish are very similar to each other as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of overlap. Like certain words.
Yeah. Well, I think that like Portuguese and Spanish,
Yeah,
there's massive. Well, them two and what is it that the Mexicans speak? That's like
they speak Spanish, but it's just a slightly different. Like in Spain, there's two different. There's Catalan and another form of Spanish that are close enough that you can speak to each other using one, but it's also different in certain things. Like I think Catalan, there's certain words you speak with a lisp. It's the C with a little wiggly under it. So like the word for beer is cerveza, but it's cerveza. That's how it's pronounced.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that. Have you ever watched Pop Star Never Stop Stopping?
I haven't. When it came out, I didn't like Andy Samberg. Like I liked. Yeah, no, I liked Lonely Island. I didn't like him as an actor. I just thought he was annoying. Then I watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I was like, hey, he's fine. Yeah, he's all right. I kind of like him now. But I don't know. Like, there's some Lonely Island songs I didn't like, and it's essentially Lonely Island the film. So it's like
kind of, yeah.
So let it go.
You need to watch it. It's like there's like kind of undertones of it being like a parody of Justin Bieber.
Yeah, obviously.
To the point where I haven't seen Liam in a long time, and occasionally me and Liam will just text each other a photo of what we're listening to, and it's Pop Star Never Stop Stopping. And then we'll end up chatting for a little while.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's amazing.
Go for a wander.
Yeah, but there's one of the songs in there, in Pop Star Never Stop Stopping, where he just takes the piss out of the lisp in that Spanish language.
I think German and Dutch are like pretty hand in hand as well.
Yeah.
I'm fairly sure Holland's like bordering with one of Germany, maybe. I'm not good at geography. I don't care. If I can Google it, I don't need to learn it. That's my level of care.
I follow a guy online called Gary Vaynerchuk. Have you heard of him?
No.
So he's an entrepreneur. But basically his backstory is he's like an immigrant from an Eastern European country that moved to America when he was like 6 or 7 or something.
Yeah.
And basically he was one of the people that were kind of into the internet before it became like a massive thing. He was at like college when the internet started becoming a thing.
Yeah.
And after he finished college, he went back home and worked in his dad's wine store. And like got that on the internet, and he's got his own like podcast and stuff. But one of the questions that was asked to him recently was, if you had a curriculum, what would it be? It'd be like, yeah, we won't really have like grades or anything. We'd just be like, right, this is what we're doing on Monday. This is the task for the week, and then you'd like go out and like sell something for a week, stuff like that.
Like I saw a post from like some teacher of like 5-year-olds in America. Something was like, yeah, parents don't seem to get it that if a kid in my class fails a test, yes, they can do it as many times as they want. I don't care. They can retake the test as many times as they want until they're content with the grade that they got. Because it is a terrible culture that we have where in school, if you have failed, you have failed. You don't get to try again. That's not how life is. Then some guy under it commented like, "Oh yeah, I'm in college learning to be an engineer and like an actual hands-on creating stuff.
Yeah.
And we do tests every now and again for like welding, and my teacher will come over with like some kind of tool to see how good the weld is. They'll do like a scan of it. It's like, oh yeah, the weld's a little porous, it's not working. He will hand me an angle grinder and have me do it again. Because it is the kind of job that does not warrant failure. It's not, oh, you did a bad job, right, you can never redeem yourself.
Yeah.
No, you start over and you do it right. Doesn't matter if it takes 10 times. Do it right or that building collapses.
Yeah.
The whole pass-fail graded culture of, nope, you did it once, never again, you don't get to try again. It makes no sense. Because that's not how the world works.
Yeah. There's like not a meme, but there's like a photo. And in the photo, it's got like a fish, a monkey, an elephant, and a giraffe.
Oh yeah, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree,
it's always going to fail.
Yes, it's the Einstein quote.
Yeah. But I'm fairly certain, I can't remember which country it's in. I think it's like Norway or Sweden or something like that. You don't have homework, and they don't do grades, and you don't really have any topics. So the whole curriculum is based around, I'm interested in this, I want to learn about it, and the teacher will like kind of point you vaguely in the right direction and say, this is how you're going to learn about that. Because realistically, you're only really going to learn and remember stuff that you're interested in. I think they've still got like a few curriculums, like the basic ones, like language, like say like over here be like
language and maths and
so like over here be like
IT, probably
English,
sciences,
English, maths, science, IT, and maybe PE.
Yeah,
but we only really introduced PE. I think it was like, I don't know if it was like World War One, World War Two time. It wasn't that long ago that we added PE into the curriculum, and that was just kind of to promote people to kind of get a bit of exercise.
What was the one teacher that you had in high school, or multiple, I don't know how you did in high school, who just killed any and all interest in a subject? So maybe it's a subject that you didn't really care about to begin with, but the teacher killed it.
Mrs. Preston, she was a maths teacher. Just trying to think. I can't think of what the woodwork teacher was called. Mr. Taylor, possibly. But that was because he was fucking weird.
Yeah.
Every school has that one teacher where all the pupils are like, he's a nonsense. You can't tell me that in your school you didn't have that one teacher that everybody suspected of being a nonce.
Form tutor. He's not form tutor. He's Mr. Beardsworth. I really liked him. He was like, he taught physics, which I enjoyed, and he was a nice enough guy. Like, he'd read stories to us on like Friday afternoons when we had like longer in form.
Yeah.
Like, we had like half an hour or an hour in form on a Friday, so he'd read stuff to us. I really liked him. He was fun. But he was short. He was like 5'2". He was short as fuck.
My favourite teachers was probably a geography teacher called Mr. Whitten. He was pretty funny. But what always used to crack us up about Mr. Whitten, he'd be like, son would be misbehaving. He'd be like, right, get up, get out. No, sit down, get up, get out, sit down. No, just sit down and shut up.
I had my biology teacher, I can't remember his name, but he wasn't like an old teacher by any means. He was like probably our age to 30s. Like, he was that age, so he was alright. Taught us biology. He was Scouser and he had braces. So any pronunciation was fucked from the get-go. But he was funny. He was properly funny. I liked him. But my absolutely killed it, no interest at all, absolutely fucking murdered it. It was on like the first lesson of English. First lesson of English I had in year 7, I remember. Because like different kids react differently to different kinds of feedback you get. I'm talking to my friend Chris about this. Like he has dyslexia and he's in uni, and like if he gets feedback on his spelling and grammar, instantly doesn't give a shit anymore. He's like, nope, right, I'm not motivated to hand anything in anymore. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because this is the one thing that I cannot help. And you pull me up on it every time.
Yeah.
Like, I can't help it. And for me, it was like, I didn't really care about English. You know, when you sat, you got like 5 was the highest you could get. I got 5 in science and maths and a 4 in English because I don't care about English.
Yeah.
There was nothing that pushed me to be interested in English. First lesson of year 7 English. Sit down. My teacher starts because I was in set 1 for like most lessons. I was in set 1, which was the highest.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed because some of the people in this class didn't get a 5 in their English." I was like, "Right, day 1, I don't give a shit anymore because you've already like put me down."
Yeah.
Before you even get to know me, you've not motivated me to get interested whatsoever. I do not care. Yeah. I didn't do I did 1 piece of homework in English.
I didn't do that. I don't think I'd be surprised if I handed in more than 1 piece of homework throughout high school.
Because I was in set 1 in English from the get-go. Like I got taken down to like set 4 or 5 in year 9. Like I got pushed down there. I don't remember a single English lesson for like a long time. But what was I saying? I forget.
You was in set 1.
Because it was in set 1 at the beginning, I had to do English literature as well. I didn't want to. There was English language that you had to do, and then English lit was an optional one. I had to do English lit. I didn't want to do it.
Yeah. What were the... Because in high school, you have to I think it's like year 10 and 11, you always read... There's always a book and then like a play that you have to do. So I think the book that we did was Of Mice and Men.
Mice and Men. Yeah, it's a good book. It's a solid book.
I think we watched the film as well.
Yes, we watched the film. Was it with John Malkovich as Lenny, who is not a fitting like guy for Lenny?
I don't know. It was...
Yeah, it's a fine film, but it's a really good book. Like, it is a solid book. Literally, I can't think of a fault with it. It's great.
I think we did Romeo and Juliet as like the play.
We did that as well.
Yeah.
I couldn't give a shit about Romeo and Juliet.
It's a fucking terrible story.
I'd much rather... If that was written nowadays, somebody go, that's not very believable.
Yeah.
Shit. No, I would have rather have done like The Tempest or something. That would have been interesting.
Yeah, I just think it's a bullshit ending, and I don't get why it's rose. Like, I don't get why it's still a massive thing. Now, some of his other like plays and stuff that he wrote were actually like quite good. I can't remember what the other one we looked into was, so it couldn't have been that great. But yeah, Romeo.
The Witches. Hamlet's supposed to be
Hamlet. Yeah, I think it was the one with the witches.
I think that is Hamlet.
Is that Hamlet? Yeah, possibly Hamlet.
So I watched a video that explained, because there's a whole thing about Shakespeare created like 3,000 words in the English language. And someone goes into, like, explains, like, okay, well, yes, he did. But people assume that means that he just started mumbling shit and claiming it meant stuff.
Yeah.
Apparently it took off. No. Like, we had phrases for stuff that he shortened down for his plays. Like, we have the lid of the eye. He wrote eyelid.
Yeah.
So that is technically the creation of a word. It's the shortening of a phrase, but now it is a word. It is a single word that means a thing. And elbow. We had the word for your elbow, but we didn't have a word for hitting someone with your elbow.
Yeah.
Like, that was a phrase, and he just went, no, you elbow him. That is to elbow. So he created a word. It was a word that already existed, but he gave it another meaning.
Yeah.
So, like, yes, he did make a shitload of words by transforming existing stuff, which is interesting.
Yeah. It wasn't even the most. I don't know how to describe. He wasn't the most popular uh, kind of script writer at the time.
No.
Is that the right way to describe him?
Auteur, I guess. Yeah. He
Well,
wrote
author,
these.
yeah. He wasn't he was like the third or fourth most popular author at the time. I can't remember
But he
who.
didn't just write plays for the rich and famous. He wrote plays that were at like a local theatre where they had seating for that were expensive, and they had the floor that you stood on that was cheaper
Yeah.
for the folk to go. So it's like casting a wider net.
Yeah.
Like, yes, there are operas that are very expensive and are for the fancy people that will not be nearly as remembered as Jumanji starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Because the more people you attract with an interest, the more people are going to see it, and the more likely it is to be remembered.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. Yeah. What subjects did you take in high school?
Subjects I took, I forget. I think I took ICT as an option, because if you didn't take it, you still had to do it, but I got 2 GCSEs out of it. Like, it was a BTEC that was the equivalent of 2 Cs, like, I think I got.
That's what we did for science as well. We did a BTEC. Because if I look back at my grades now, all the ones that we did as a BTEC, I passed. I got like B's and C's.
Coursework.
Yeah, where all the ones where we had exams in, I miserably failed.
I am the entire opposite. I despise coursework.
I don't mind coursework.
No, I don't like having to work at something. I don't like having to put consistent effort into a thing. Come at me and just quiz me on some shit that I'm supposed to know. I'm fine with that. I can pull shit out of my brain. I don't like having to... It's like the same reason I don't like English. Like, my maths teacher was called Mr. Bursko, and he was a dick. But I liked him, because he taught facts.
Yeah.
2 + 2 is 4. That is a fact. That is undisputable. I like that. English. The curtains are blue. Fuck off. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to think about something that I'm reading to find some deeper meaning that might not exist. And, oh, it's subjective. You can't be wrong. I can. And I will. I want to know for a fact what he means. I don't like the grey. I want black or white. Fucking tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
Mr. Bursko, dickhead of a teacher. I really liked him. Because he was teaching facts that were indisputable. Write down your working out so I know you got to the outcome the right way. That's fine. Perfectly fine. Explain why you think this. No.
I always liked doing coursework because we'd learn about something and they're like, right, do an essay or whatever you had to do for the coursework. I'm like, right, I've learnt that. There's the coursework. Right, I can fucking forget that now. I don't need to know that. I can forget that. That's not important anymore. I've done it.
I think this is where we differ. Because if you ask me to explain something, I will really struggle to pick bits out of my brain and go, okay, that's relevant, that's relevant, that's relevant, that's relevant, splurge it onto a page. If you asked me 1,000 yes or no questions about something, I'd do perfectly fine. Because you're instantly reminding me of something by the phrasing of the question. Like, oh, why do trees' leaves turn brown in the winter? You're reminding me of something, but if you ask me to tell you about trees, I'll go, they grow from a nut or seed. Yeah. That's all I'd get. But if you ask me specific questions, I'll be able to give you more information back. I can't just pull out of thin air a load of information to write down.
Yeah, we're complete opposites there.
Yeah, no, I coursework I despise. It's why I did so bad in college, because I had a shitload of migraines in high school that meant I didn't do quite as well as I probably should have done. And I didn't try. But it meant that I could only do BTECs in college.
Yeah.
I did a business BTEC because I'd watched a load of Dragon's Den and thought, oh, that's a smart idea. That'll just get me anywhere. No. So I dropped out after, just after Christmas. It was like Easter holidays I dropped out.
Yeah. I did like a level 2 because my grades were shit because majority of them were all tests, and I just can't remember stuff that I'm not overly interested in.
I can. It's part like with a B Tech, you can specialize, and with A levels, you're doing like a few interesting things that you're interested in.
Yeah.
Like if you do A levels, you pick 4 things. You go, oh, I want to do science, psychology, and architecture, and something else.
Yeah.
That's fine. You pick those things, and then you've got a wide array of stuff that you're getting into. A B Tech is, hey, you want to just monotask it. You're interested in this one thing forever. Sure, there you go. I can't do that. I have a wide knowledge of a lot of things, but I'm not very good at anything.
Yeah.
I'm fucking jack of all trades.
Master of none.
Sometimes better than a master of one. Yeah, I have a lot of interests. I'm just not super interested in anything.
Yeah. Right. So I ended up doing like a B Tech level 2. I think I got like A's and B's. Ended up going and doing like a level 3 extended diploma in IT. Passed that no problem because it was all coursework related.
I wish I had done well enough. Like, thinking back, I wouldn't change a thing. I am happy in my life where I am right now. I wouldn't change anything. Apart from maybe, if I could end up in the same place, exactly where I am, just via a different route, maybe, sure.
Yeah.
Like, be unemployed for less time. Like, but yeah, I wish I'd managed to have done A levels.
For like the longest time as well, I was like, oh, I wish I'd have just gone to uni. If I'd gone to uni, I'd probably be in IT right now. But Imran Chaka went to university. He's doing the exact same fucking job as me. It would have made no difference whatsoever.
To go to uni would just be to buy shit. Like, I get my student loan, I would get the maximum amount you can get every year because I've supported myself for more than 5 years.
Yeah.
So you instantly, like, it doesn't take your parents' income into consideration, it doesn't take household income into consideration. It's, you've supported yourself for 5 years, boom, there you go. You get the maximum grant that you can.
Yeah.
And I just buy stuff like I get myself, like, a decent laptop, pick up a few bits, I'd do my best at uni, but the outcome would be no different. The only thing that maybe I'd be interested in is doing a PGC so I could teach. Saying I enjoy training people, but that's different to teaching.
Yeah. I think with teaching, for me, I definitely wouldn't do it at an age group any younger than maybe college.
College would be my ideal, but there's not many places teaching cooking nearby.
Blackburn?
That's only down the road, really, isn't it? 45 minutes, if that. Yeah, not even that. It's 45 minutes to Manchester.
You can literally walk into town and catch a bus to the college.
Yeah. Comes down this way, 125.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it does, though. So, yeah.
I like the bus to Blackburn, it's nice.
Yeah, because it goes down Preston Old Road, doesn't it?
It's down, like, all the old roads, shitload of sheep. Quite hilly, it's nice.
It depends which one you get. So you can get the 125, which is Preston New Road, or you can get the 152, which is Trans something. I think the bus line's called.
Trans Northern. That's the one I got. I like that one.
Which goes through down. From this side, it's Blackburn Old Road, so it goes through like Horton.
152 because it goes through
Horton and Wantley Dale and
Wantley Dale. Yeah, that's where I used to live. I used to live in Wantley Dale.
I went to high school there.
Yeah, you said. I didn't because I moved between year 3 and 4. Moved to Mutual.
Yeah. Yeah, so my dad was like, oh, I remember when I was moving to Preston, like, oh, you'll be alright, that's where all your friends are. Like, you what? It's like, oh yeah, a lot of your friends are over in Preston. I'm like, what friends? Oh, your friends from high school. I went, I haven't spoken to my friends in high school for 5 years, Dad. You raving lunatic. The only people that I kept in touch with was like the occasional one that lived in Blackburn. And the majority of the people that went to Walton Dale were from Blackburn. So much so that they had to have like 5 or 6 specialist buses from Blackburn.
Yeah, so I went to Tarleton High School because it was Was that or Penwitham?
Pen.
And not many people at all went to Penwitham. Priory it was called.
Okay.
Because there was Penwitham Girls and there was Priory. Yeah. Fucking no one went to Priory from my primary school.
Really?
Everyone at my primary school pretty much went to Tarleton. Because I'm just thinking back now, one kid in a blazer. Because the bus to Mutual went this way,
Yeah.
and there was a bus stop like right across the road that went the other way. The bus came earlier and all. Like nobody from my primary school went to Priory.
Quite a lot of mine went to St Wilfrid's. I was supposed to go to St Wilfrid's in Blackburn.
And then you didn't get the grades for it? Or what?
Um,
Your brother fucked it up for you?
No, well, basically it's a Christian school. So they have like a catchment area of about 2 miles. I think when I was coming up to, like, obviously playing for high schools and stuff, I think St Wilfrid's was my first choice and Wantley Dale was my second, from what I can remember. But I think we lived just outside of the catchment area and there was a Christian school.
Yeah.
So you had to go to like church and all that, which we all did, but for whatever reason, I didn't get in, even though both my older brothers went there, which was weird. But one of my IT teacher in year 8 and 9 was the IT teacher for both of my older brothers. Because I think one of the first lessons he said that he'd come from St Wilfrid's. He called Mr. Harris. Was it Harris or Harrison? One of the two.
My IT teacher was married to my German teacher, Mr. Woods.
We had a Mr. Woods. He was the other wood tech teacher that everybody liked.
My geography teacher was called Dr. Marsh.
Dr. fucking Marsh.
Like,
Jesus Christ.
The most geography teacher looking motherfucker you'd ever see. Skinny glasses, like sharp haircut, tidy, elbow patches, called Dr. Marsh. His doctorate was in sand.
Jesus Christ.
Built his own guitars. For fun.
Mr. Woods built his own kit car. Used to come in sometimes in his like kit car. It were a nice looking car as well. It can't have been cheap for him to build it, but literally got everything. You know, like with Lego, when you get it, it's got all the little pieces and you have to put it together. That's what he did with the fucking kit car.
Yeah, because you can get like those fucking bullshit magazines that are like, the first copy is only £1.99. But then all the following ones are like a tenner and you get a piece a week. You can get kit cars like that. You can get monthly investment ones.
Yeah.
And I think like Top Gear did one that was only like $5 or $6 grand.
Yeah. I don't know how much this one cost him, but he must have thought that he was like the coolest motherfucker on earth. Oh, what's the I'll have to send you a picture, like during the week when I remember what the program was called. The program, I think it was like Hercules or something like that were on in like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, Sorbo. I forget his first name.
He looked like him. He looked like the main, you know, the one with like the sandy blonde hair. Yeah. He looked like him. And yeah, he used to come in his kit car, especially when weather and nice fucking sunglasses on and stuff.
I need to get some. I need to pick some sunglasses that I like, because I tend to go for like the Buddy Holly standard sunglasses, like the 3D glasses style. I tend to go for those. Aviators suit anyone, but I'm just not a fan of them.
I don't think they suit anybody.
No, they suit fucking everyone. Nobody looks bad in aviators. When I went to Oxford to meet someone, and chatting to this guy, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to start a Facebook page called Everyone Looks Good in Aviators, because they do. Everyone looks alright in aviators. Yeah,
like aviators I think are like the only sort of sunglasses that I can really get away with.
Yeah, I need to pick. I had round ones for a long time. When I had long hair, I had big round ones. So it's a bit Ozzy Osbourne.
I would have gone with Harry Potter, but...
No, they were big and they were like dark red.
Oh, right, okay.
The colour I went for. Yeah, I need to pick some sunglasses that I like, because I always struggle. Like, I'll get a couple of pairs a year. Because I'll buy some when it starts getting sunny, and then I'll forget them one day and buy more when I go out. But I always cheap out and go, like, Primark and get... No.
I think the last pair I got were from, like, Top Man for, like, a tenner.
It's not too bad. Maybe I'll shop around for sunglasses this time.
Yeah.
I once bought some off Amazon. They were... Because I just like the look of them, but they happen to be... Robert Downey Jr. wears a pair in Iron Man 2. So they were, like, kind of big. They're, like, almost aviators. They were just proper chunky. So I got them, and they were... I liked them for, like, a day, and then I hated them. For, like, no reason. I can't remember why I disliked them so much.
I quite like the well, they're not really sunglasses, but the glasses that he gives to Peter Parker in Far From Home.
Oh,
Like, kind of that style.
I think those...
I think they sell those as well.
Yeah, let me have a look. Far From Home glasses. Not those ones. They were similar though. Those ones are only like 20 quid on Amazon.
Yeah. But I've got some aviators and they're quite small. So instead of being like round, it's almost like sharp lines. Round. I'll show you in summary what I mean. I quite like them. I've had them a couple of years.
These are the ones that I got. That I absolutely despised. Well, they were similar to this. I think mine were rounder.
Okay.
They were alright for like a day, and I just fucking hated them. Could not stand them at all and didn't wear them.
Yeah. Gloves are always the one that I seem to get like a... I went through like 3 or 4 years where every year I got like a decent pair of gloves. Like, you know, like the Nike gloves that are just like black. They're just like normal black gloves, cotton, with like a Nike tick on back. I think I got them like 3 or 4 years on the bounce. I fucking lost them every year.
I would normally get... I got a set of leather gloves when I was like 14, 15. They were great. They were like almost fur-lined, like almost perfect size for my hands, just like a little bit long on the fingers. Loved them. They were great. They kept your hands properly warm. I'd like to get some again, but I like really form-fitting gloves.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you can see from a distance that my palms are fucking huge. Like, they're just massive. And my fingers are like normal length. It's just my palm is like fucking huge. So gloves are weird. Like, if I get one that'll fit my palm, the fingers are too long.
Get one that fits your fingers. Palm's too small.
Yeah, palm's way too small for my hands. That's why I tend to go for fingerless gloves, because I can get... It doesn't matter the length of their fingers, it's just the palm size that matters.
Jesus.
Yep.
Is that what we've got to? Are we finishing the podcast there and now we're talking about fucking gloves?
Yeah, I think we're done. I need to piss again.
For God's sake. Right, call it there. See you in a bit.
Ta-ra.
Ta-da.